Hi everyone, sorry, we are back. I am learning things such as technical problems and how to solve technical problems. So we are just going to give it a few more minutes. I think I figured out how to do this. I think we have it. Yes, we do. Wow.
Hi, Katrina. How are you?
Hi, how are you? How are you, Luke?
Very well, thank you.
We are experiencing what it's like to be without our incredible team who normally support all of us. So I think the first thing I do when I see them all is give them a big hug and be like, thank you. Which I think all of us have been feeling during this time, extra sense of appreciation and gratitude for all the people who are there in our life, like normally on a day-to-day basis. And now that we are without them, we're kind of feeling how much they do for us. But listen, let's get, because I know everyone's very excited to hear what you have to say. So I just want to do a quick intro. Today we're talking to Luke Coutinho. Have I said that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Good. Who is a holistic nutrition and a lifestyle medicine expert. And we are going to be basically touching on some topics like dealing with stress, mental well-being, immunity-boosting tips, and how we can basically maintain a healthy lifestyle during this time. And this is kind of what we wanted to start out with, Luke, and pick your brain and know your thoughts and get some of your secrets on how we can kind of get through this time better. So the first kind of thing I wanted to ask you is, I think as we all know, these are tough times, and all of us are experiencing many different emotions, ranging from anxiety about the future to stress to trying to stay healthy to restlessness. And I think what I really wanted was for you to share some tips with us and all of our K-Beauty family about the kind of things that we can do during this time to kind of calm ourselves and keep calm and keep ourselves in the best possible state we can be.
Sure, yeah, I know stress and fear is a big thing right now, and people would be expecting the normal answers of go and meditate, don't worry, and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
but let's understand where fear comes from. Fear comes from when we feel out of control. So, most people who are fearful right now are constantly watching the news, reading WhatsApp forwards, and that creates more uncertainty in them. So they don't know what's happening. We feel out of control, so we feel stressed out, and we feel very, very anxious all the time. And in a way, people have been talking about building a strong immunity. We should understand the more stress we have, the lower our immune system. So if people really, really want to take care of it, so there are two kinds of people. When they hear news, when they watch the news, they feel more and more stressed. So number one, stop watching the news. Stop watching and looking at WhatsApp forward. So you cut yourself away from the source. Now, there are some people who can watch the news and realize that, okay, fine, it's happening to everyone. Let's go with the flow. There's nothing that we can do right now. But I think meditation is very, very powerful because meditation grounds us. We're able to be in control of what's happening. There may be still stress in the world, but when I meditate, I'm very grounded. I can look at problems and decide, okay, let me make an action plan to this particular problem. Let me take action over here. This is the best I can do. But when we react from a space of fear, we have no control. So that fear starts consuming us. So one is meditation. Two, exercise. Okay, it's medically proven. We give patients with depression exercise because we know it can make them feel better. So right now, through this time of stress, try to do a little bit of exercise. You may not have access to a gym, but there is a ton of videos out there. People, training you online.
That's one thing I've been seeing is there's no end to the help you can get. And I think that's a big thing we see nowadays is that's one really nice thing is there is a lot of help available out there, like whether you want to do yoga, whether you want to do just a little bit of gentle stretching, whether you want to do whatever you want to do there. If you look online, like there's no excuse. And this is something I had to tell myself because I was like, oh no, I don't know what to do. I'm like, yes, you do. You can go look and then you search for what it is that you want. But I really like the first thing you said about first understanding where the fear is coming from. Because I think that's something really important for all of us is a lot of times we don't know what's bothering us. Like you're feeling restless. And that's one question I wanted to ask you is that when you're feeling restless and you don't know exactly, you can't pinpoint what you're feeling. What is a good kind of breathing technique or what is something, a simple exercise, a breathing exercise that can just calm your mind and help you find your center at that moment?
Yeah, that's a really good question because there's something that you can do in a minute and move from stress to de-stress. It's your breath, like you rightly pointed out, breathing. But what's the technique for that? For most people, they would do an anulom vilom that brings harmony and breath and you feel calm. Okay. But there's a quicker way than that. And what we do is, so I'll give you an example. If your inhale is about 4 seconds or 5 seconds, okay, I don't want to put a fixed number because then people try to do that fixed number.
Yeah,
it's okay if it's 4 seconds for you, it's 5 seconds for you. So let's say I do an inhale of 5 seconds. I want to give a hold. I want to hold my breath for about 6 to 7 to 8 seconds, okay? A little more than my inhale. And then I want to have an exhale, which is longer than my inhale. So let's say I did a 4-second inhale. I did an 8-second hold. My exhale may be 12 seconds.
And I just tried it. I tried it as you're talking.
4 to 6 breaths into you, you will feel calmer. Your problems may still be there, but you feel calmer. Your heart rate comes down. Your BP can come down. Your blood sugar levels can come down by this one simple practice. So people need to learn to breathe the right way. That's why pranayama at this point is like magic. If you're in control of your breath, stress will not impact you. It exists, but it will not impact you where you get anxious, high blood pressure, anxiety, and all of that stuff. So I like what you said, Katrina. I like what you said about there's a ton of videos, but you feel sometimes you shouldn't do it, but then you say, no, I'm going to get into it. That's discipline. And a lot of people lack discipline. Like we pointed out, there's a ton of videos out there, but are you going to use it? That requires discipline. And people should use a little bit of discipline to make it work.
So that actually kind of brings me to something else that I wanted to ask you is that where do we find the balance at this time of, like you said, being disciplined and making sure we do the things which, like you're saying, you know, whether it's getting movement, setting a schedule for ourselves in the day, setting, you know, an agenda of what we want to achieve in the day, whatever it is that we can do from home, working from home. How do we find the balance between being disciplined with ourselves and also, you know, where a lot of people are saying that you should just try and relax and be easy on yourself and, you know, don't stress too much about what you are doing at this time. So how do we kind of find that balance?
So everything in life is balanced. I can be disciplined and I can also have a very relaxing day. I can do both of them. So what does the human body require? 30 to 45 minutes of movement. Let's be disciplined about those 30 to 45 minutes. Get it out of the way. I've done it. Okay? Can I get 3 balanced meals? If I'm not fasting, can I get my breakfast, lunch, dinner, same time, good quality food, not overeat? Can I be disciplined about that one little thing? Good. Let's get that out of the way. Can I be disciplined about my sleep? Enjoy watching movies right now. Be relaxed. You have more time. Watch movies. But can I also get my 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep? And finally, can I do 10 to 15 minutes of pranayama, 10 to 15 minutes of meditation? So if I put all of this together, it's about 1.5 hours of your day. Okay, add another 7 to 8 hours for sleep, it's 10. You have 14 hours to relax and do what you want.
That is a really good point. That's a really good way to see it also. When you put it like that, you have 10 to 14 hours to do what you want. I mean, I think, you know, that's a good way.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to do what you want.
That really is a lot of time. I quite agree with you there. You know, when you mentioned something just now about food, you know, what often has been coming in my mind, and I think has been coming in all of our minds, is how lucky that we are during this time when there are so many people who are struggling for food and the basic necessities, who are basic people who are homeless, the daily wage workers. And when I kind of think about that, you almost kind of carry that burden with you, because, you know, there's so much suffering around us at this time as well. And I know that there are a lot of people who feel the suffering and who are seeing the people who are also affected by Corona. And I think that also kind of starts creating an element of stress inside you. So one thing I found that really helped me during this time and that I've noticed is really practicing gratitude. I'm sure you must be very, you know, familiar with talking about that as well. Is it's not a forced thing. If you really just sit for a minute and think about it in a very calm state, maybe after doing the breathing exercise that you said, like, I know when I sit, I realize that actually there's so much in our life that we have to be grateful for, you know, and even the things we take for granted in a normal life, like meeting friends for coffee and being on a film set surrounded by 30, 40 people and having a laugh, and, you know, the kind of basic comfort we experience in our lives. Like, I really, really find that helps me to center myself, and I just spend those 10 or 5 or 10 minutes really just practicing and feeling everything that I'm really grateful for during this time.
So Katrina, what you mentioned is a very powerful drug. It's inexpensive. It's free. It is such a powerful drug. And because it's free, probably people don't use it as much as they should use it. You know, a lot of things which are free in life are never valued and never used.
That's very true.
But it is such a powerful drug. Like, you know, we deal with 4th stage cancer all the time. The one thing that I put into everyone's life is first, be grateful for what you have. You may have a deadly disease, but when you focus your attention from what is wrong in your life into what is going well, it shifts the biology of your body. It literally changes your hormones, your immune system, and everything. So like you said, to bring peace, right now, everyone is going through the same problem. Be it a billionaire, an actor, an actress, a doctor, whoever it is. We're all going through the same problem of lockdown. Businesses affected, everything. So how do we make the most out of this? Okay, by practicing gratitude. If we look and focus on the things that are going well for us, we're at least getting bare essential food. We're at least at home safe without the virus. Okay, we may lose. But if I think I'm going to lose, I should think everyone is losing in some way. But I focus on what I have. It is such a powerful drug. Gratitude can change health, relationships, finances. Because when you focus on lack, what you don't have, you constantly say, I don't have, I don't have. But you shift the focus to what you have, you create abundance. You create abundance immediately.
Yeah.
So that's powerful, what you said.
That's very, very, that's a very important tool. So I just wanted to throw at you some of the questions. So when we announced the live earlier, a lot of people have sent in some questions. I've tried to just take out a few of them. And I found them very, very helpful and just kind of, you know, questions that I think a lot of people are asking. Some are quite simple, but I think they're really good for all of us to know. So the first one is from Farzana, and she's asking, how can we boost our immunity? I think you did just give us one way, which, you know, people often think you're going to say, take something or do something or have lemon shots or have, you know, vitamin C, although I'm sure you can get to that. I think what a lot of us don't realize is that things like breathing and meditation actually affect our health and our body. It's not just a mental thing, and it all goes together. So, you know, keeping your nervous system calm and keeping yourself in a state of balance, that's actually one of the best things you can do for your immune system. But I think what we just wanted to know is any other tips you might have.
Sure. So for Zana, the simple way to look at immunity, it's a very intelligent system in the body, okay? And it needs two things, nutrients from the food that we eat and oxygen from the air that we breathe. If our trillions of cells get this, your immune system has everything it needs to protect you. So now where am I getting the nutrients from? Am I getting it from junk food? It's not going to help. A little bit, okay, but if I'm getting it from my wholesome foods, fruits, nuts, seeds, dal, khichdi, normal foods. We're not even talking superfoods right now. Normal foods, and I get the right amount of oxygen. So a lot of people Google superfoods for immunity. Let me tell you, a lot of that doesn't work. Let's reverse it and see what are the things that can damage my immune system. Lack of activity. If you're sedentary all day, you will decrease your immune system.
Well,
if you
that's
eat
really
too much,
important now.
Absolutely. If you eat too much of sugar, that is the quickest way to depress your immune system. Number three, if you're sleep deprived, one night of sleep deprivation can reduce your immune system by 60 to 70%. This is medically and scientifically.
Oh,
so
okay. I need to remember that one.
Well.
I need to remember that one. Okay, sleep.
And of course, stress. The more stress I have, the lower my immune system. That is why people fall sick when they're stressed. So if I can balance these four things, I don't have to spend and waste money on all of these fancy superfoods that we believe can take care of our immune system. Some of my healthiest patients are farmers who eat dal, khichdi, rice, jowar, bajra, vegetable, a cup of chai, and they're happy people. They have strong immune systems. It's like that. So happiness plays a huge role. That'll come through like what Katrina said, gratitude. If I can create a space of gratitude, I'm happy because I'm focusing on things I have. And happiness is a physiological state that boosts our immune system automatically. So these are things that we can do.
That's so important what you said, and that's something which I think is so important for all of us to know, is that how our mental state affects our well-being and our immune system and our actual body. I know a lot of people feel that they're two separate things. You know, how you feel, your emotions, your mental health. and your body. You know, how fit you are, whether you go to the gym or, you know, you don't get sick often. A lot of people don't understand the correlation, and that's something which I think is really important that you're sharing with us. The next question I wanted to ask you is from, I hope I get this right, Kishika Sharma, and it says, what kind of lifestyle changes should we do to maintain a healthy lifestyle during this quarantine?
Okay, that's a great question because lifestyle is the most powerful drug. If we have the right lifestyle, our body looks after us. If we have the wrong one, we get into disease and discomfort. So the first lifestyle revolves around food. A lot of people will say, what's the best diet? You don't need a diet. You need to eat food that suits your body, that's wholesome, that's given to us by nature. So if you look at a balanced Indian diet, we have fruits, we have vegetables, we have nuts, we have a grain, we have a lentil, we have a lean protein, depending if we're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. That is good enough for you. Now, how are you going to eat that? Are you going to overeat it? Big problem. Are you going to eat it too quickly, too fast without chewing? Big problem. Some people eat the healthiest food, but they eat it the wrong way. And they need to learn to eat food better rather than changing their diet. So the lifestyle change you can make around food is quality food, the right portion, eat it with love, eat it with gratitude, and eat it at the same time every day. Don't change your eating timings. If you're eating breakfast at 9, eat it at 9. If lunch is at 2, eat it at 2. If dinner's at 7, eat it at 7, because your body has a memory, and that works with a clock. So that's the first lifestyle change towards food. With exercise, any movement is good for you. If you don't like working out, dance. Even a 30-minute dance is great exercise for you. So
I
movement
do that sometimes. I dance in my mind when I'm doing my stretching because, you know.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's activity and that's exercise. You can make it fun. Make it fun. Lifestyle should be fun. If it's not fun, you won't feel like doing it. When it's a lifestyle towards sleep, like I said, usually I'm in bed at 9 o'clock on a work day. These days I sleep at midnight because I'm watching Netflix. But I'm not compromising my sleep. I still make sure I sleep 7 to 8 hours and I wake up feeling rested. So it's a balance. I want to be happy. I don't want to be deprived, but I will still take care of my lifestyle. And then you're
I like that stress. 9 o'clock bedtime. I think that's going to be one of my new goals. 9 o'clock bedtime. I want that to be. I want that to happen one day in my life. Okay, so I'm going to jump to the next question here from Ayla Khan. What could be an ideal morning routine, and also what is your morning routine?
Okay, so morning routine is so important, if I may add, spiritual, because I'll tell you why. When I say spiritual, I don't mean religion. Spirituality for someone could just be kindness. You're kind, that's your spirituality. You're compassionate, that's your spirituality. So I think a morning routine, because if you start your day the wrong way, your entire day continues to be that. If you start your day with anger, you're going to be making angry decisions throughout the day. So in the morning when you wake up, have a ritual, calm, center yourself. Do your yoga, do your pranayama. If you don't do that, do your prayer. Go for a walk. Finish all the things like Katrina has labeled as self-care. First, look after you. Nourish you so that you can go out into the day and face everything that comes. So my routine's simple. I wake up, there's yoga, meditation, pranayama, prayer, and then I get into my day. It's a simple routine, gets over in an hour, and then I'm able to get into my day empowered to handle what life is going to do.
So I have a question from me for you here, which I'm going to squeeze in. How do you resist that temptation of first looking at your phone before starting this routine? Because what happens for me is I also have a routine which I try and follow every morning, but the mornings where I go to my phone first, it pulls me in. All the messages, you know, whether it's your friends or your work or whatever it is, all those messages, it pulls me in. And then when you go for your routine, whether it's, you know, like you said, your yoga or your meditation, your mind is still over here. And the days that I manage to not look at my phone and first do my meditation or my yoga or my practice first, those days are really, really good days. So how do you resist that temptation?
I'm glad you asked this question. It's a brilliant question. And it's very simple. So 1 hour before bedtime, I switch off my phone completely. And I will not switch it on until I finish my ritual. Because like you, the moment I look at WhatsApp, I make that mistake. I have 400 patients messaging me. I'll answer one and then my mind is caught into a spiral. I'm not centered anymore. So the moment we switch on our phones, we're connected outward to the world. But when the phone is off, we're connected inward. So I would keep it off, and no matter what, I will not switch on my phone until the ritual is over. Because once you put that phone on, we're literally out of control. You know?
Great. That's important to remember. Okay, so one question here which I thought was very interesting from Tanya, and she's saying a lot of us have been following the fad of intermittent fasting, intermittent dieting. I know also there are quite a lot of people I know who do that. And what are your thoughts on it?
So number one, intermittent fasting is not a fad. It is absolutely a scientific way of eating. It is the way human beings are meant to eat. So we're supposed to eat, with sunset. On a practicality, we're supposed to eat an early dinner, keep at least 12 to 14 hours. Sunrise to sunset, we're supposed to eat then. But sunset to sunrise, we're not supposed to. The human body is designed that way. Now, human beings take a principle and they make it into a fad. So the moment you say, I'm doing 16 hours, I'm doing 18 hours, you made it a fad. Because why 16? Why not 17? Why not 15 and a half? You need to fast according to what your body tells you. So some people get the best results in 12 hours. Some people get it in 14 hours. It's different for everyone every day. So if you put yourself into a box and given it a number, you've made it a fad. But the system of fasting is by far one of the most powerful mechanisms for human health. Skin, hair, cancer, diabetes, you name it. It's your body healing you while you're not eating.
That's really interesting because this is actually a discussion I have with my friends a lot. That whether this is a good thing or not. Like some people I know they do 14 hours. Some people do 12. Some people do 16. But I think what you said is very important to feel what feels right for you.
Yes,
and to keep that in mind. I'm just going to jump to the next question because I know that we only have a little bit of time left. From Shushmita, she's asking what type of foods can help boost our immune system. Now, this is also an interesting question, which I just also want to add something here, because a lot of people sometimes don't know what their allergies are. So you can think you're eating something healthy, but you may be allergic to it. So during this time where we are kind of, confined to home, it's also a little bit restricted what all, you can get, what's available right now. Maybe just some simple suggestions of healthy foods we can incorporate into our diet.
Okay, so we can break that down. I'll give everyone a simple recipe right now. If you have ginger at home, you have garlic at home, you have a little bit of cinnamon.
I'm writing this down.
Which most people have. So you need cinnamon, garlic, and ginger. I take a 1-inch piece of ginger. I take 2 cloves of garlic. I mash it together. I boil it in water with just like 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. That's dalchini. Okay? I boil that for about 5 minutes. I make like a tea. And then I pour it into a mug and I sprinkle a little bit of fresh lemon. Usually, most people will not be allergic to this. But if you are, just don't have it. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Try to consume this once or twice a day.
I just want to run that once by. So you're saying 1 inch of ginger, 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and you boil this together for about 5 minutes, and you can squeeze like maybe half a lemon on it. Is that right?
Yeah, just a few drops of lemon on it, and that is such a powerful. How much
water do you boil it in? How much water do you use to boil it?
Yeah, you can use like 3 cups and reduce it to 2. Okay, because while boiling, you lose some water, so you have 2 cups which are made for the day, and you can have that. Now, the other Indian foods are simple. Khichdi is a superfood. Sambar is a superfood.
I really like that, yeah.
Yeah, these are superfoods. Your garam masala that we made our curries in are superfoods because they contain everything from turmeric to black pepper. Your chutneys, Indian chutneys are superfoods because they have fresh ingredients, spices. So really, we have all of this available right now. We don't have to make it complicated. We don't need superfoods. These are beautiful things that will boost our immune system.
So basically, keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it. Okay, I'm just going to jump in one last question here from Pooja, who's asked, how do we cope with working from home at this time?
Okay, so I think it's very simple. The word would be discipline. The same way you would work out of office is the same way you will work out of home. Make timings, make a calendar. So if you need to work 7 hours, select your workplace at home. Make sure that those 7 hours with your breaks are going to be the 7 hours that you do it. Because if you don't have a timetable, you don't have a guide, and then we start to get very liberal with our time. Everything has to be planned in life. Everything. So if I follow a timetable like between 9 and 12, I'm going to see my patients. Between 12 and 1 is family time, lunchtime. 2 and 3, I may do a couple of talks. And then evening is my workout and my own time, my personal time. I have a calendar. I'm going to be disciplined into it, and I'm going to be able to work from home like I can work from office or from my clinic.
Okay, I think that's something really important because I know I myself am struggling with that. Like right now, do I follow the same amount of time that I would if I was on a normal day or normal time from home, of course, but
Right.
there's a lot of things we can do from home. A lot of us can do a certain amount from home, but you kind of just push it away, and you're not certain. But I think what you're saying is important. That you're saying set a time and make sure you follow it, and that'll definitely help you be more productive in the day. I think that's kind of where what we have time for today. But I know a lot of my friends, when they read that I was coming on live with you, they had a lot of questions that they wanted to throw at you. I think a lot of people really appreciate your advice and all the tips you give. So I just want to say to all of the K-Beauty family, first of all, a big thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate it, and your advice. You've given us some excellent tips.
Thank you.
Also, just to all of our followers and to everyone who's watching, you can follow Luke on Facebook and on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram, and you can get some amazing health and lifestyle advice. And I know during this time you've been posting a little bit more and giving more tips, because I think everyone at this time is just searching for information that could help them.
Right.
So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much everyone who's joined us and watching. We hope that it was helpful and informative to you. And just one last shout out I'd like to do. I think we're all feeling this right now, but just a really big big heartfelt thanks to all of the frontline workers, the doctors, the nurses, the police force who are out there every day keeping us safe, protecting us, and who are putting their lives on the line and facing their fears and anxieties by going to work every day and treating the patients and the people who are affected by COVID-19. So I think we all feel that way. Any signing off, Luke, you'd like to do?
No, I just want to thank you for bringing up that point on gratitude. There's a lot that we can take away from you, but we always forget gratitude. And by far, what you mentioned is such a powerful drug. So I need to thank you for bringing that up again and adding a lot of structure to everything. And, I think it's been great. And I'm glad that you're using this to actually educate people. I think people are hungry for content. And I think when, people drive it the way you are, people are going to follow it and people are going to do it. And we need more action at this point. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. And it was wonderful having you with us. Bye, everyone. Thanks. And bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. Lots of love to you all. Bye.
Finish it. No, you've signed off. It's done. I don't know. I thought you had more questions.